Because when you say those two words, and you may phrase it a little less raw than me, but if you say those two words, it activates your spirit. It activates the real you. The real you didn't come into this world saying, let me play it safe. Well, that's how we came into this world. All of a sudden, we get programmed from everybody else that having a want is bad. Having a want is excellent. Now, our job is to be in integrity with that want. Our job is to be dissatisfied. See, the moment we're satisfied is the moment we're not growing. And so I'd rather you guys fail forward than not at all. Like every event I do, I always pick at myself. I'm always like, oh, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. It's not because I'm beating myself up. It's because I want to that's how I get better. And that's what I want all of you to do in your different businesses. Like I always say, for me, my goal for Voss is to be the #1 personal development company in the world. Why would it not be? Why would I say I want to be the 42nd? Right? Like, why would any of us say that we're not the best in the world at what we do? Why are we spending the time then? Now, if I said that to 10,000 people right now, they'd be like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want... That's fine, you know? Like, I was at an event that you guys showed up to in London, and some lady came up to me, and she said, you know, I'm afraid to work with you because you'll hold me accountable. I said, let me give you the solution. Don't work with me then, because I will hold you accountable. Like, what I was really saying is you're not my type of people. There's nothing wrong with that. But as long as we know that, now we're coming from abundance, not scarcity. Now we're saying, hey, I value myself, you value yourself, that I'm going to go do these events. I may have 2 people that show up. I mean, I always have this fear. I don't like doing free events because you never know who's going to show up, personally. So I'm always like one of the first in the room. Like in London, we had like 100 people. And I was the first in the room. You know what I thought? What if nobody shows up? And that's why I don't like doing free events, because at least the paid events, you have a commitment, you have committed people. But you have to put yourself on the hook. My first event I ever did was at a public library. I either had 2 or 3 people. I think it was 3 people that showed up, and one of them was my wife. So really 2 people. And I remember I did that event. I had no experience. I did that event. I was so fired up afterwards, you know? But like, that's just what you have to do. I told these guys this morning, all of us have to be a legend on our own mind before we're going to be a legend out in the world. We have to see ourselves already that. How you guys are going to make a significant difference in the marketplace and in your lives and have a windfall of money coming your way is when you're more committed to your personal development than you are your bank account, than you are what other people think, than what you are the accolades. Because at the end of the day, the accolades are nice, but they last like 2 minutes, you know, and then you forget about the accolades. I'm more interested in you living a certain way. That's what I'm interested in. Like, you could live a great life for yourself, Jeppe. Let's say you said, for me to live the way I wanted to live was $5 million on my terms. I'm earning $5 million a year on my term. That is much better than you earning $20 million hating what you do. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who are earning $20 million, hate what they do because they put a higher value on money than they do on their life. It's very common. It's very common. So that's why we work on all the foundations and all the models so you live without settling. What if I told you journaling is the best way to connect with your other self?
Yeah, I believe it.
I've taken journaling very seriously for the last year. I think more serious than I've ever taken it. And it has transformed me. And what I've realized is my journaling is never coming from my fake self. And so I'll just put that into the journaling and, why it's so effective. The law of 100. If you want to get great at anything, you practice something 100 times.
100 times.
So let me give you an example of this. Let's say you did gratitude for 100 days in a row. Like disciplined gratitude. Not like, oh, I'm grateful for my hair if you're not. Okay? But like deep things that you're grateful for 100 days. Watch how much in 100 days your results will change. Like watch the synchronicities. And not doing them consistently inconsistent. And not doing them with the intention, I have to do gratitude. Then let's say you auto-suggested for 100 days. And we measured this. Let's say we actually did a measurement of every day you journal where your belief around your goal from day 18, day 62, day 90. You're going to see the law of 100 working. Okay? And the more if I'm doing a new skill, I have to do it at least 100 times. And every time it gets better and better and better and better. Let's say in your marketing, you're writing new copy every day. It's going to get much better at day 100, right? So that's where the law of 100 is, but it's 100 consecutive days. And so that means it's 7 days a week, whatever you're doing. Because if you let's say you do 5 days, you take the weekend off. You have to start at day 1. The law of 100 is based on every day doing something. And once you do it, you'll never stop practicing the law of 100. I always say it takes great courage to create great things in our life. Most people will never do that for themselves. Most people will not stay in nice hotels. Most people will not get themselves the purses, the shoes that they want, right? Mm-hmm. So you always know the self-esteem of somebody based on how they value themselves. But a lot of people will focus on the obstacles, which is going to create doubt. The doubt will be, can they do it? See, the top 0.1%, I'm not even talking about 1%. The top 0.1% has doubts too. But they don't let the doubts control them. They hear the doubt and they go, nope, I got to take action. So the more you let go and remind yourself why you started and not assign a level of difficulty to it, that's how you're going to propel forward. That's why we never make a decision one way or the other regarding money. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It matters what it will do. See, what if we all thought and understand that all we are is a garden? That's all we are. Whatever we plant, the more it grows. So if you plant it with great emotion, whether you're planting seeds of poison or seeds of abundance, it's growing the more emotionally involved you get. All of us are just gardens. That's all we are. What we're planting, we're getting. So when we start embracing the results and start looking at it from that viewpoint is how we're going to propel. Make sense?